Agent Booth and Dr. Brennan maneuvered their way through the rain-soaked streets of Washington, D.C., their headlights cutting through the darkness. As they pulled up to the crime scene, the flashing lights of police cars cast an eerie glow on the surroundings. The rain pelted the windshield, creating a rhythmic symphony on the roof of their car. The lifeless body lay on the wet pavement, a mere husk of its former self. Dr. Brennan crouched down, her gloves snapping as she prepared to examine the remains.
Look at this, Booth.
She stated, her voice cool and analytical. Her gloved fingers brushed aside the tarp, revealing the victim's pale, lifeless face.
White male, around 70 years old.
The white hair stood out starkly against the darkness, a contrast that made the scene even more unsettling. Kneeling beside her, Agent Booth observed the crime scene with his trained detective's eye. He scanned the area for any potential clues, his gaze lingering on the victim's chest. There, a gash stood out, jagged and sinister. But what caught Dr. Brennan's attention were the 5-pronged imprints surrounding the wound. Her brow furrowed as she leaned in for a closer look.
Look at this, Booth. The pattern of these marks, it's as if something with 5-pronged appendages inflicted this wound.
So what are we dealing with here, Bones?
Agent Booth's eyebrows raised, his interest piqued. He took a deep breath, the rain-soaked air filling his lungs as he absorbed the information. Dr. Brennan's fingers traced the imprints delicately, her mind working through the possibilities.
I don't know, Booth.
Unbeknownst to both of them, a shadowy figure observed from the distance. The Wraith, an otherworldly being with an insatiable hunger for life energy, had chosen its victim and carried out its macabre feast. Its presence lingered, a sinister reminder of the unknown forces at play. Agent Booth's jaw clenched, his determination evident.
We need to find out who or what did this and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Dr. Brennan nodded in agreement, her analytical mind already racing ahead. As the rain continued to pour down around them, the duo embarked on a race against time, their quest for answers leading them into the dark and mysterious depths of a world beyond their understanding. Agent Booth's eyebrows furrowed in confusion as he examined the victim's ID.
This doesn't make sense. The ID says the victim is 26 and lives in Georgetown, named Richard Cunningham.
Dr. Brennan's sharp mind processed the information quickly, and she made her way over to the officer on duty.
Officer, my team from the Jeffersonian will be handling the collection of the body.
She stated with authority, her tone leaving no room for objection.
Bones! Something's off about this. There was another case in New York with the same identifiable marks as our victim here.
As if on cue, an ambulance from the Jeffersonian pulled up, its doors swinging open to reveal Dr. Jack Hodgins and Dr. Camille Saroyan stepping out. Hodgins' eyes were alight with curiosity, and Saroyan's face bore professional resolve. Hodgins wasted no time, getting straight to the point.
Okay, folks, where's the body?
Brennan gestured towards the covered body on the ground.
Right here, Jack. We need to examine the victim thoroughly.
The team of experts gathered around the tarp-covered remains, their expertise combining in a seamless dance of analysis and deduction. Saroyan's voice held a calm authority as she directed the process.
It seems that we can't do much here. Let's get the body to the lab.
As the tarp was lifted, revealing the drained husk of a man, the team's collective focus intensified. Hodgins began to document the scene meticulously, capturing every detail. The Jeffersonian staff placed a cord on the stretcher and roll in the back of the ambulance. The next day, Agent Seeley Booth sat in his office at the FBI headquarters, a steaming cup of coffee in hand. His brow furrowed as he stared at his computer screen, frustration building. He had been searching through the federal database for the case file from New York, hoping to find more information about the similar marks on the victim in Washington, D.C. However, his efforts had proved futile, the browser returning empty results.
Homeworld security?
He accidentally accessed Homeworld security off the grid site. He immediately shut it off after a notification prompted him to enter security codes.
Special Agent Seeley Booth.
Agent Booth, I am Agent Leah Johnson of Homeland Security. Cybersecurity at Homeland tagged your IP address. What were you looking for?
I'm looking for a case file related to a recent incident with identifiable marks similar to our ongoing investigation.
The file you're looking for is deemed classified, sir.
Classified? Why?
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't provide you with that information.
We're federal
it's a matter
agents
of
here,
national security.
working for the same government. Whatever happened in New York seems to be connected to our case here. Lives are at stake, and I need answers.
I understand your concern, Agent Booth, but trust me, the information in that file is extremely sensitive. I can't share it without proper authorization.
What the hell? Huh.
What the hell did you do, Shuri?
What do you mean?
Caroline Julian, the federal prosecutor for the U.S. Attorney in D.C. Moments before she barged into Booth's office, she received a phone call. She glanced at the caller ID. The caller ID says it's from San Francisco.
Hello, Caroline Julian speaking.
Please hold for the president.
Caroline, this is Henry Hayes.
Mr. President.
She stood up to attention.
I need to discuss something urgent with you.
Of course, what's this about?
It's the murder investigation that Agent Seeley Booth come across last night.
But sir, we just opened the case last night.
I'm afraid I have to ask you to close this investigation.
Say that again, sir? You want the investigation closed?
Do I? Or do I not make myself clear, Caroline? I want the investigation closed effective immediately.
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
Caroline hung up the phone and sighs. She has a look on her face that Booth stumbled upon that he shouldn't have. Since the president is involved, it could be buried without the public knowing the danger.
What did you do to get the President of the United States to breathe down my neck and shut this case down?
Really? Why is he getting involved?
Who knows? Politicians always stick their noses where they don't belong.
Caroline is not fond of politics, especially with President Hayes.
You got anything on the victim, Shuri?
Yeah. The victim was 26 years old and he lives in Georgetown, and he goes by Richard Cunningham.
He said, as he pulled up a folder and opens it. The file contains pictures of the victim, dried husk with white hair, and driver's license of a young brunette boy.
I don't have to tell you, Shuri. Tread lightly and update me on your findings.
In San Francisco, it's 5 a.m. I love jogging on the West Pier of Atlantis, without the Secret Service detail and reporters following me. Hell, I have a couple of reporters with me, although they would be in prison if they violate the NDA. It's my first routine every other day when I needed the exercise or medical checkup from Dr. Carson. Sometimes, Eleanor, my wife, would accompany me, and some trusted White House press would beam out to Atlantis. Oh boy, the look on their faces is beyond words. The Stargate Atlantis, starships we contracted out to the Hybridian to build, the Goa'uld, Wraith, Ori. These are not fantastical elements of fiction. They are real, tangible threats. For years, I've grappled with the decision of when, or even if, to disclose this truth to the general public. But today is, to sum it up, world leaders from the UN Security Council, China, France, Russia, Great Britain, and the United States are in Atlantis, discussing what to disclose to the public about the Stargate or Atlantis, and among other things, like renaming the UN or dissolving it. Agent Leah Johnson, a black female with long, straight locks, she approaches me with a very concerning look. She just got off the phone with an FBI agent.
Sir, we have a Wraith problem.
Spit it out while I stretch my legs?
Sir, Agent Seeley Booth is trying to locate a file on a Wraith incident in New York.
Is that all?
No, sir. He and Dr. Brennan found a dead body in the streets of D.C. that's been fed upon by the Wraith.
Another Wraith? They are becoming elusive to catch. I will call Caroline to close the case. I want you to go to the Jeffersonian to retrieve the body. Beam it out if you have to.
Yes, sir. Consider it done.
As Leah Johnson beamed out, I went back to my thoughts. The UN as of now, and has been an inept institution for a long time. But lately it has become unclear whether it can do anything useful at all. Caroline?
Mr. President, sir?
At the Jeffersonian, Dr. Jack Hodgin is in his lab after collecting samples surrounding the body. Peering through the microscope and running some particles through a mass spectrometer, Dr. Camille C. Oran, the director of the Jeffersonian, enters the lab.
How's it going, Jack?
No good. Ma'am, I've scoured every database available, both local and federal.
Have you tried checking databases from the Air Force, Space Force, Army, and Navy?
No, but I ran a fingerprint analysis on the victim, and you won't believe what I found. The victim's DMV records show that his name is Richard Cunningham.
Did you go home at all?
Oh, good. My mass spectrometer is done analyzing a green tissue that I found under the fingernail. What the hell?
The result came back inconclusive. Agent Leah Johnson arrived at the Jeffersonian 30 minutes later after beaming at Andrews Air Base.
Thank you. You are a 5-star driver.
As she enters the lobby,
President Henry Hayes has been notably absent from the public eye since his re-election.
While the guards are distracted, she pulled up a Riol neurotransmitter on her armband.
Has not left the White House since his victory.
It's designed to infect the mind of an intended person and trick them into seeing whomever, or whatever the user says. The Tok'ra perfected the delivery method in partnership with the Riol.
Can I help you?
Agent Leah Johnson, can you tell me where they keep the body for autopsy?
Agent Thompson levels her armband and activate a holographic image of her credentials. It didn't surprise the guards who's on duty in the lobby.
Physical copy of your credentials, please.
She showed them her badge and tore a page from a magazine.
Here, you happy now? Here is the warrant signed by the president.
The guard look at each other with a surprised look on their faces as they examines the warrant. One of the guards with an English accent, brunette and 6 feet tall, picked up a receiver and pressed the intercom button. The guards thinks Agent Leah Johnson is sitting down, waiting for Camille Soroyan. In reality, she is walking toward autopsy. She follows the signs that's posted on the wall. As she turns left and then right, she comes across a closed door with a magnetic card reader. The door automatically opens. It's not her first time breaking into a well-funded government facility, sanctioned by Homeworld Command. As she enters, she turns on the light. She approaches the body bag and scans it with her armband. When she scanned the body, it implanted a subcutaneous transmitter to be beamed aboard the Odyssey. She tapped her earwig twice. She is not done as she walks over to the computer and gains access to its content.
Nice. Okay, upload Scorch Earth virus and I am out of here.
The Scorch Earth virus is an adaptive AI, programmed to delete any references to Leah Johnson in the targeted computer system. Back at Jack Hodgins' lab, the server been wiped clean of any references to Richard Cunningham.
No. No. Oh God, no!
What's wrong, Dr. Hodgins?
Our server have been wiped clean.
Don't we have backup servers?
You are in luck, my friend. Of course I do. We have a backup of a backup. Watch this. Damn, all that hard work reduced to nothingness.
At least we got a lead. I'll go see what they want. I'll be back.
Next time on The Intern and the Wraith.
How was PC-3476?
They called their homeworld Jebulon, sir. They're descendants of King David. It seems that the Go-Old transplanted them there.
Does that mean your first contact mission was a success?
Yes, sir. They want to thank whoever defeated the Go-Old.
Colonel Shepard, it has come to my attention that there's another Wraith feeding, this time in D.C.
Metro DC Police, put your hands in the air.
Are you going to beam us up?